Okay, so here is the last set of notes for Unit 1. Yay for you. Okay, suppose I took a random sample of 9 students and recorded their score on a recent quiz. Their scores are listed below. That's going to bug me. Okay. Hopefully this quiz was out of 50 and not 100. Sketch a dot plot for this distribution, and then we're going to find the summary statistics. So we have one at 30, one at 35, one at 36, 40, 40, 43, 45, 45, and 50. So that's my distribution. Then I could find the summary statistics by hand, but I'm entirely too lazy for that, so let me get to my calculator. Okay, so I'll just go to Stat, Edit, and in there, in List 1, I've put all my data. Then I can go to Stat, Calculate, one variable stats for List 1, and I've calculated those. Okay, so we have an average of 40.4. Approximately a standard deviation, we're going to use a sample because this is not my whole class, of 6.1. There are 9 students. And then if you push down, you can see the min, Q1, median, Q3, and the max. Write that down on your paper. You may need to pause it, and I will flip over to the other page. Okay, so you should have written that down, but here they are. We have a min of 30, a Q1 of 35, a median of 40, a Q2 of 45, and a max of 50. Okay, our range is just, again, 50 minus 30, or in other words, 20. Okay, and our RQR comes from 45 minus 35.5. I think there's supposed to be a 0.5 there. Just one moment. Which will give you 9.5. Okay, so there's our statistics. Now suppose I was feeling especially generous and added 5 points to each score. Okay, sketch the new distribution with the same scale, that's a key so you can see what's going on, and recalculate the summary statistics. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. I could just do that in my head. So we were at 30, so now we're at 35, 40, 41, 45, 45, 48, 50, 50, 55. So again, I'm just adding 30 plus 5 is 35. And now I'm going to go ahead and plot that. So I'm at 35, 40, 41, 45, 45, 48, 50, 50, and 55. And hopefully what you notice is that it's the exact same distribution, just shifted over. Everything is shifted over, shockingly, 5. Okay? If you didn't want to do that by hand, you could again go to your calculator. Okay, so go back into Stat, Edit. You could just type in 3540 into here, or if you had lots of data, go up to List 2, so it's highlighted and this is blank, and then you hit blue to get List 1, and we want it to add 5. Hit Enter, and now it's added them all. Then you can go into Stat, Calculate, one variable stats, this time change this to List 2, and there are your new statistics. Please write that down again, and I will flip over to the notes. Okay, so if you've written it down, you should have gotten, oop, I should have done my picture green, oh well, a minimum of 5, a Q1 of 45.5, a median of 45, Q3 is 50, max is 50, an approximate average is 45.4. Okay, I could have written it like this instead. X bar is approximately 45.4 and left off that it's repeating my standard deviation, range, and my IQR. Notice what changed and what didn't. Okay. Did my range change? No, it's because it just shifted. Did my IQR change? And the answer to that should be no. If I had written down correctly, this should be 9.5, not 8.5. Okay, so that did not change either. What did change? Well, all of these changed because they were shifted, as well as the average. Notice that the standard deviation did not change because the numbers still have the same spread. Okay? All right, so now let's go back to the original data and assume that the quiz was out of 50 points. Oh, good. To convert these scores to percents, we could multiply each of them by 2, since 2 times 50 equals 100. Sketch the new distribution, which was this, we want the same scale, and recalculate the summary statistics. Which one changed? So again, you could do the same thing, go back to your calculator, go into list 3, multiply everything, and you would get, or you could do it by, in your head, 60, 70, 72, 80, 80, 86, 90, 90, and 100. I'm going to go ahead and plot those. So this just makes it easier for me if I can see 70 and 90. Okay, so we have 1 at 60, 1 at 70, 1 at 72, 2 at 80, 1 at 86, 2 at 90, and 1 at 100. Look very carefully at that. It's the same shape, but this time it is more spread out. Okay, it's about twice as spread out, and you should see that in your summary. Okay, instead of having a range of 20, our new range is from 100 minus 60, or 40. It's twice as big. Similarly, our IQR from 90 to 71. Okay, it's twice as big. The average is also twice as big. Okay, as well as the standard deviation. So the bottom line there is when you add and subtract, everything changes except for the measures of spread, standard deviation, range, and IQR. But if you multiply or divide every data point, everything changes.